What is up, my movie fanatics? This has been an awesome summer so far. I've already got to go see Godzilla. If you haven't seen my review on Godzilla, I'll put an annotation somewhere and a link in the description below. But I have another movie review for you today, and it is X-Men Days of Future Past. I went into this movie thinking it was going to be the most phenomenal X-Men to date. I didn't feel that way. I felt that the movie was very good. But I'll get into it in a minute why I didn't feel it was the best X-Men yet. Anyway, this movie was directed by Bryan Singer and it stars a ton of amazing actors and actresses. I felt that everybody did a phenomenal job with their acting. I thought everybody really captured the role of the mutant that they were. And, you know, not only that, but I thought that Bryan Singer couldn't have made a better movie. I thought he captured the story well. He made the story very understandable. And he made it, like, he explained things when necessary and he left things out when necessary. I felt like, I mean, this was a 2-hour movie and I felt like that Bryan Singer really took time on this storyline and really wanted people to feel what these mutants were going through and feel just every emotion possible and have the story very easy to follow. And he did it very well. I thought Bryan Singer, so excited to hear that he was directing this film. So what's this movie about? Well, short synopsis, there's crap happening in the future. Something horrible's in the future. Magneto and Professor X go, hey, we need to send somebody back to stop all of this terrible apocalyptic stuff because we are getting hunted and humans are getting hunted, so let's just, you know, throw somebody back. Well, so they decide to send back Wolverine. Wolverine goes back to 1973 to stop a series of events, and he gets the help of Professor X, Magneto, and a few other guys. Don't want to give too much away, but yeah, so they ended up, you know, fighting in the future and fighting in the past to try to, you know, keep Wolverine alive in the future and try to prevent everything from happening in the past. So what was awesome about this film? Well, the CGI, the Sentinels blew my mind. I loved the Sentinels. Loved them. I loved how they did the whole story in the past. I love the whole storyline itself, how they added a little bit of a twist to it. It was fun, it was exciting, it flowed very nice from the previous movies. Because you gotta remember here, folks, they're taking, you know, this has happened, you know, after the third one, but before, or after First Class, but after the third one, I don't know. But it all flows together. There's just so much going on in my head right now. And what I also really loved about this movie is, I already said it before, that there's so much going on with this film, but it's easy to follow because you got to remember you have the cast of of X-Men Future or First Class, and then you have the cast of the original trilogy. So they did a good job of, you know, keeping it flow nicely and keeping it understandable, and also they added a few new mutants, which was exciting and fun. I also really liked how, like, everybody, like, from First Class, they were still trying to find themselves, but in this one, they really are, like, who they are in the future, and that's really, really cool. So what didn't I really like about it? Well, to me, it was very slow. Now, listen, I'm only going to say this just because this is me, and don't take this personally, everybody, because I don't like transitional movies, okay? And this is a transitional movie to set up future for X-Men. You know, the future movies of X-Men. And, you know, it just seemed dry at some times, but I have to respect the dry points because they had to take the time to explain things and set things up. And I understand that. So, I mean, everything else, though, for the most part, was just phenomenal. There was a few, I mean, this is just the comic book geeky inside of me. There was a few things that they could have done better with the mutants, but, you know what, that's just me being me, and I put that feeling aside because, you know, it's not really necessary. They're not going to do everything perfect to a T to the comics, and I really look into that more when it comes to X-Men, because I'm like an X-Men fiend and I love X-Men, so that's just me being an idiot, and I'll admit that. So overall, what am I going to give it? Well, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. And the reason why is just because of me being me and being I'm very harsh on stuff like that. So I'm going to give it a 4.5 or 4.5 out of 5. As I said, because of the slowness, the dryness, I wanted more action. I wanted more killing. I wanted more blood. I wanted to see some of my favorite mutants, show off their powers more. That's just me, though. Do not let that throw you guys off. Go see this movie. Jess doesn't know this story, has never seen it, never heard of this story before. She loves X-Men. She thought that the movie was awesome. Do not let that deter you at all. And I even feel that even me as a comic book person, the way the story went and everything, oh, thank God. I was so worried about a few things, and Bryan Singer came through again. So, please don't, you have to see it. Just go see it, because you guys will love it. I mean, it's gonna start just awesome. It's gonna start the next wave of X-Men, and it's starting off right now on the right foot, and it's only gonna get better from here on out. So if you haven't seen it, please go see it. It's worth every minute. Yeah. So, as always, everybody, thank you so much for joining me on this review. If you want to see more reviews, thumbs up, comments, you know the routine. I really appreciate it. It lets me know that you guys like my content and you want to see more. If you're not following me on Twitter, I don't know why. Check me out on Twitter at twitter.com/drmovie91 and facebook.com/drmovie91. And as always, everybody, take care and happy watching.